So Roblox is the most popular game in the world, and within Roblox we can see all the games here. They have hundreds of thousands of players or even millions of players. Obviously I'm in the top playing now 10. So during admin abuse, the numbers here, as you all know, will double, triple, or depending how popular the admin abuse is, it will increase by a lot. So you might be wondering, how does Roblox get so many other players when, like any other game out there, right? To even get 100,000 players, it's literally impossible. Whereas you have slop games like Plants vs Brainrots getting more players than the actual game. I assume it's based off Plants vs Zombies. So it's a really simple answer. They are faking it. Now I'm not talking about like the players are fake. No, yes, there might be bots, but most of the players are real people with real accounts. So that's not what I'm talking about. Why is it fake? Instead, I will use an example of this fishing game, right? So this is currently the second top game, and when we go into the game, you will notice something really strange about this game. What's the thing that you do in this game? How do you get money? Do we get money offline in this game? No, we actually don't. So this game is essentially a fishing game, and let's wait for it to load up. So what we do in this game is very simple. The premise of this game is really just fishing, right? Fishing and clicking. So you might say, where are the fake players if it's a fishing game, right? Now there's a very obnoxious mechanic to this game which I really don't like, although it's what gives it so many players. It's this auto fishing button. Now if we turn this on, the game's doing everything by itself. I can go to the toilet, I can go for lunch, I can do a lot of other things, and this game is running in the back playing for me, and the bulk of this game is really just letting this auto fish button run. Now when other people create a game, they will have to pay to host the game. So the more players you have on the game, the more money you will have to spend on servers, because no, the game's not running magically on your computer unless it's a single player game. But for multiplayer games, they will need servers to run this game. Now servers are expensive, they are not cheap at all. So most developers don't want people using too much of their servers, especially when the person is AFK. So all these AFK mechanics, you will hardly find them in any other game besides Roblox, right? That's why a lot of games, especially those tycoon games not on Roblox, right, they give you a lot of online income. What they do instead is they have some mechanic to get you to play every day. But instead Roblox and this kind of games gets you to stay in the app longer. Why? Because these developers, they have different interests from Roblox. They don't care whether people are in the game for an hour or 10 hours because they are not paying for it. What they care about is they want you to stay in their game as long as possible so they can get an inflated player account and beat the Roblox algorithm. Now where are the fake players? As I was saying in my thumbnail opening of this video is right here. Do you think any of these people here, let me turn this off a while, are actually playing? Like, maybe not here, but if you go to any of the popular fishing spots, like maybe the Halloween event, I can guarantee you at least 80% of this server, they are not actively playing anything. Like, they haven't clicked the button in the last 5 minutes, right? So if they might be leaving the screen open, but they are not actually playing the game. They haven't clicked the button in the past few minutes. Like, if we go here, right, this person, do you think this person is actually playing the game? No, this person is probably just letting the computer run. How do I know the fishing is so consistent? So it's auto fishing, right? So do you think these are active players playing the game? No. So that's how a lot of these Roblox games get so many players. They have an AFK mechanism in the game that incentivizes you to keep the game open even though you're not playing it. Now this makes zero sense, as I mentioned, because it's a waste of resources, and no other game besides Roblox actually does this, because I hate ruining my PC, letting it run overnight just to get some in-game currency. Now this fishing is not the only game. We will of course have to see other examples of this. So let's look at Plants vs Brainrots, the next most popular game, right? Yep, so now we are in Plants vs Brainrots, and we will see how Plants vs Brainrots handles the AFK mechanism. So it's a very simple premise. You play some plants, the plants shoot the things over here, and you collect Brainrots after they are defeated, which you can then place down and the Brainrots generate income. So you see the problem, right? If I want to get, say, a legendary Brainrot, I might have to wait a few hours before one spawns, right? But am I going to be playing for those few hours while I'm waiting? There's not a lot of things to do in this game. Yes, you can check the plant shop every 5 minutes, but most of the time nothing goes spawning. And there's a Discord server where you can set up a ping to ping you if anything rare comes up, right? So no, most of the time you're just gonna AFK and let the game run, let your Brainrots collect money, because as I said, right, you don't get any money while you are outside the game, right? You actually don't. I mean, you do, but it's very minimal. You get much more money from letting the game run in the background and let your Brainrots collect money. So what I'm supposed to do, I'm supposed to stand here, maybe go for lunch, maybe go out, come back a few hours later and open up my inventory to see all the good Brainrots collected. So this is a rather obnoxious mechanic I found, which makes a lot of games not fun yet have inflated player counts. So basically a lot of the way this game works is that in order to progress you have to leave the game running for several hours. You don't have to play for several hours, you just have to leave it running. So yeah, besides it, let's look at another game now. To be fair, right, not all games are this way. Not all these games. So let's look at the top game, 99 Nights in the Forest. So to be fair, 99 Nights does not do this anywhere. Yes, you can AFK in the lobby, but it doesn't give you any benefits. So to be very fair, I would say 99 Nights doesn't use any AFK mechanism. All of the 1.8 million players you see now is legit. And that's quite fair, because 99 Nights is a great game compared to the other games on the leaderboards, right? You actually get to play, and while you're in there you can't AFK unless you want your teammates to report you. Now there is an issue though. There is an issue that there is still an AFK problem that you might not think exists, right? Like I mentioned, hey, everyone's playing the game in the forest, right? What's the AFK mechanism here? It's actually very straightforward. You're seeing it right now. Can you see it? Right, if we go to the tab, right, what are they ranking people by more days, right? So I have 400 days, this person have 500 days. Do you know how many hours it takes to reach 400 days without cheating? It takes at least 3 hours, right? Even if you save all the kids, you've got all the bits, you get 9 nights every 4 or 5 minutes, I think. So 9 nights every 4 or 5 minutes, you do the math, there's at least 3 hours of gameplay. So are you playing all those 3 hours? Yes, the truth is, right, at the start of the 3 hours, maybe for the first half an hour or 1 hour, you are actually playing the game, like collecting stuff, building base. But after that, right, you can build an AFK base. So there's a ton of YouTube tutorial videos on how to build an AFK base. I even have one in my channel on an AFK base I've used to get this number of days. So in an AFK base, what do? You just stay in your base, do nothing and let the days run up, and occasionally click a single button to eat food. So yes, even in 99 Nights they use some form of AFK mechanism. Now, which other game does this? Can you actually name a game which actively encourages AFK? Now let's take a look at one last one before I end the video. So you might see still a Brainrot, right? Super popular, and I do think, right, beyond all honesty, right, that still a Brainrot is actually more fair than other games, in the sense that you cannot AFK in this game because people will steal your Brainrots, right? So it's much more fair than I would think 99 Nights Plants versus Brainrots and any other game, right? So in still a Brainrot you actually can't AFK. Now there still is an AFK mechanism. If you do not know how this game works, you basically have to take a good Brainrot, put it in your base and hope that these 10 other people don't try to loot your base, right? So while you can't AFK in a public server, there's the issue of private servers, right? So if you have a private server with, I don't know, Roblox Premium or whatever, you can be really overpowered in this game. You go a private server, there's literally no one else, you can just AFK beside here until something good comes along. So Yes, there is some AFK mechanism here, but I will say it's not as bad as 99 Nights or as bad as like something like Fishing or Plants vs. Brainrot. So I would think this is a very fair game and the player count is largely deserved, right? Because while you can AFK, it's not actively allowed or encouraged, right? You have to actually have a private server. You still need to look at the Brainrot side for every second, right? So you can't actively AFK like in other game modes, right? So when I say AFK, if you can do it with an auto clicker, I know in 99 Nights you definitely just need an auto clicker and you can AFK. In Fishing, in Plants vs. Brainrots, you don't even need an auto clicker, right? So there are 3 tiers. One is you don't need anything, one is an auto clicker, and one are games like this where you actively have to play. So I think anything in the third category where you have to do something beyond an auto clicker, that's totally fair and that's not AFK. So I would actually think still a Brainrots player count is the most real player count out of all the top games. I can't believe I'm saying this, right? What's so fun about this game, but somehow it is. So yup, credits to still a Brainrot. No, this is not sponsored by still a Brainrot, although I wish it was, but yes, I don't have a sponsor. So while we're here, do leave a like and subscribe, because I don't have a lot of subscribers and it would really help me out if you subscribe to this video. So yeah, let's look at some of the other top games and maybe I will do a quick one. So obviously Grow a Garden's falling off. So if you don't know what Grow a Garden is, it's the most obnoxious AFK thing. You just AFK and your plants grow, although they do allow you to offline. Now another one which I think is quite fair is Brook Haven. As you all know, Brook Haven has been around for quite long and is quite popular, and to be fair, role playing is a popular genre. So Brook Haven is one of the best non-AFK games when it comes to this. So unlike Plants vs. Brainrots, unlike still a Brainrot where there's some level of AFK, I would say this fits into a fourth category where there's literally no benefit to AFK standing anywhere. Right, cause even it's still a Brainrot, if you do need money, you can AFK in a private server, which gives you money, so it still has a problem. But I will say Brook Haven is one of the first games in the top charts that has zero AFK benefits. Right, this is a role playing game. What's the benefit to AFK? Maybe there is, maybe I don't, I'm not sure. Are these people AFK? They are just dancing. No, but everyone here is actively playing the game from what I see. I don't think they are AFK. Yeah, I don't know why they would AFK, but yeah, is there a benefit to AFK in Brook Haven? Let me know. But yes, I would think this is one of the best categories. So like I mentioned, the fourth and final category which Brook Haven faces is that there is zero way or benefit to AFK. Like no matter what you do, you can't AFK. So this will provide you the most genuine player count possible, and that makes sense. Brook Haven's a really fun game, the maps are cool and you get a lot of things to do, right? So yeah, I think this is a really great game. The player count here is deserved. Games like Plants vs. Brainrots, Fishing, those are the least deserving of their player counts. To get the real number of active players, you probably have to divide them by 5 or 10 to see the number of people who are actually playing the game. Whereas for maybe like still a Brainrot or 99 Nights, you will divide that figure by maybe 2, I guess, because the problem is less severe. Whereas games like this, I assume almost every active player, maybe 10% are AFK, 90% are genuine, and yeah, that's how you get a real player count in Roblox. So will Roblox fix this problem, or will they do anything to provide a real player count? I doubt not. It's a very difficult thing to fix unless they track some metric like how often the users click a button or something, but there are always workarounds. And yeah, let me know what you think of this video and which game deserves its player count the most and which game you think has the most number of AFK players. And do you think the AFK mechanism is obnoxious? Personally, I think it really is, because I hate leaving my computer open. Because number one, Roblox doesn't allow you to open 2 games at once on the same account, so that's a big issue. If I want to fish some things and play something else, so I can't do that. So yeah, I personally hate AFK mechanisms, and it benefits people who can just let their PC run 24 hours, which is absolutely no fun at all. So that's it for this video. Make sure you leave a comment on what you think, and as always, please like and subscribe as it really helps me out, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.